Republicans want help tonight. They want it from you. They want you to help them get the Democrats to just simply stop spending. So what does the GOP want you to do? Go to YouCut. Now, what's that? House Minority Whip Eric Cantor tells you. He goes on the record. Congressman, nice to see you, sir.
Greta, great to be with you.
All right, we blogged earlier today on Greta Wire about YouCut, but we wanted to come up and talk to you about YouCut. What is it?
YouCut is a program that we unveiled today. It was really produced by the Economic Recovery Working Group in the House, a group of Republicans who are really intent on trying to change the culture in Washington. You know, not only have we seen just rampant pork barrel spending, but the whole process itself is bent towards spending money. And so what this program is an ability for people across the country to make their voices heard, to vote on what they think should be cut from the federal budget.
So let me understand. So you go online to YouCut, and you get to vote on what you think should be cut out of the federal budget?
Right, and then the winning item, we take that and then we're going to put it to a vote, to an up or down vote on the House floor the following week.
All right. How often do you vote? How often are items put up on YouCut so that Americans can vote whether it should be cut or not cut?
Well, once a week there will be 5 new items to be voted on by the American people. So today was the launch. There are 5 items up there right now. As of 4 hours into the launch, we were getting thousands of people coming to the website to cast their vote. It's republicanwhip.house.gov/YouCut. And once we tally all that up, the following week we will bring that to an up or down vote on the House floor.
All right. Now, this does, I see sort of the wisdom of letting the American people participate in a government. I see that. But I also think this must drive your opponents absolutely mad.
Well, you know what, Greta? I think the reason why maybe some would say that they're so frustrated at this, this project called YouCut is, number one, it goes to the fact that the majority has not been listening to the American people, and that's why we see so much frustration now beginning to rise up across the country, is they think that there's an arrogance about Washington and that Washington's not listening. Well, we're saying here, we're going to listen. Vote on your priority, and we'll take it to an up or down vote on the floor. Secondly, it is about trying to change the culture, and right now Speaker Pelosi and the majority in the House have no interest in reducing spending. And we all know that the American people who watch your show and others are sitting there trying to make ends meet at the end of the month, and they see Washington on a rampant spending spree. That's what we're trying to change, and that's what YouCut's about.
All right, so let's say there's a vote, and you take the winner to the floor. What do you expect mechanically to happen?
Well, mechanically, what this will be a vote as to whether the other side will join us in beginning to change the culture.
And so what happens? I mean, do you really expect the Democrats to say, aha, this is great, this is a great thing to cut?
Well, if they don't, then let them explain why. Because these are items that the American people will vote on, and frankly, they are sensible kinds of cuts. Some of them large, some of them certainly large in anybody's eyes. But when we're dealing with the kind of deficits we're dealing of $1.5 trillion, we've got a long way to go. So these are items, if you'll see up online today, some of them are a couple $2 billion, some a couple $100 million. These are items that we feel that the public should have an opportunity to opine, and we will take that vote and then put it in the form of an up or down vote on the floor of the U.S. House.
You know, it's so interesting when you look at it, when cameras came to C-SPAN, everyone thought that was an enormous amount of transparency. We heard that. We could finally see what you do here in Congress. And then the Internet, the use of the Internet in the races. Now what we see is the Republicans using the Internet to both give a voice, but also to clobber the opponent.
Well, listen, I mean, the problem is the majority and Speaker Pelosi feel like they don't need to listen to the people. The people have said enough with the spending, enough with taking on more debt. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to change the culture in Washington, asking Speaker Pelosi and her majority to join us in doing what the people are asking Washington to do.
All right, it's just been up a few hours. Are you hearing anything in the halls, any reaction from
Well, I tell you one thing, I know that many, many members are out talking to their constituents now, telling them that there's an opportunity here for everyone in the country to get behind a campaign to reduce spending in Washington. That is the purpose, and we're very excited about it. We've had the latest count, over 6,500 votes cast already, and this is just the first day.
How about from the Democratic side? Are you hearing things in the hall? Are they pulling you aside, saying anything to you?
Well, listen, there's no question. There's some talk that they don't like this, that somehow, this is not something that they would approve of, because frankly, Greta, they're in charge on Capitol Hill. They have been unable to bring a budget forward, much less begin the process of reducing spending. Believe me, I look at what they're about right now, and it seems to be a lot of disarray about the direction we need to head in terms of fiscal restraint. And we are taking the lead here by asking the American people to get engaged and to offer up their priorities.
Congressman, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.